But we're all about standards and values here at Smacking Off.
I'm the great smack talker on the fucking face of the earth right now.
You're just jealous of my shine.
Today's in there tripping on acid, man. This is going to be a great episode.
I try to do my part, guys. SEC player of the year, bro. Come on, that's like being the smartest kid in your special ed class, bro. Ain't nobody take that seriously.
Are you pooping?
I believe that's what they call
You're
it.
pooping. I don't hear pee sounds, dude. You're making...
Because I would beat your goddamn brains out.
No, USC is far better than Oklahoma historically.
Don't be ridiculous right now.
You fucking talking.
What the fuck are you saying about the SEC, bro?
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
Meatloaf is moist as my pussy gets. I promise you that.
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still going to have it.
Smacking off the podcast.
Bro, I'm gonna be a SoundCloud rapper, bro.
That is the best thing you've ever said on this show. And welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer. What's up?
What's up?
Living the dream. All day, every day.
Our countdown to football is getting shorter and shorter.
Yes, it is. And we've got a wonderful, wonderful Pac-12 discussion this evening. Part of our conference breakdown before the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first year we've got to do this.
We've got a couple new contributors on tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. We also got a ridiculous, just silly-ass Family Smack segment as well. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff. I mean, horrors and titties. And drama and people's marriages being ruined and screenshots and just there's a lot of drama going on over there. If you get a chance, if you're on Facebook, definitely head on over to #FamilySmack if you're not already blocked or booted. Okay. What else we got? We got some of that football coming up.
Got it coming up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, are we 10 days away from the first official college football game?
I believe so. Yeah. What day is today? I don't even know what today. I don't even know what the date is. That's horrible.
The date is the 14th.
It's the 14th already? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Then, yeah, I think about 10 days.
Well, maybe. You never know.
UMass is playing, I believe. Doesn't UMass open the whole entire college football season?
They really should. We are 10 days, 16 hours, 39 minutes, and...
Zero
seconds, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, yeah, it's definitely going down. And speaking of the Pac-12, I think they have one of the most, if not the most exciting matchup opening week with the Auburn Tigers. Where's Tiggy at? We need to get Tiggy. Is Tiggy going to be talking about that?
We need Tiggy and Easterwood.
Yeah.
Do we wait till Easterwood gets a few in them?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because that makes a better segment.
About it.
Sorry.
What's with all this gas? Yeah, what are you drinking?
Diet 7-Up.
Diet 7-Up gives you gas, so we're not going to. We're going to have to remove them from our sponsor list.
All right, I'm putting a Diet 7-Up commercial.
I knew this was going to happen. Do cherry 7-Up. You ever had cherry 7-Up?
Yeah.
That's really strange. That was such a strange drink, the whole combination. I mean, you would think
I've got some over there, but they're
cherry
not.
and limes, it's got to be a grand slam, right? I don't know. It's just weird.
You don't like it?
You actually have cherry 7-Up in your household?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It's not diet, though.
That's like the Zima of sodas.
I've been seeing Zima stacked everywhere. Every time I see that, I think of Jeremy, what was his name? Jeremy Wonders?
Jeremy Wonders, yeah.
Jeremy Wonders.
Boise State fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big Zima aficionado.
He's an odd one. He's a Boise State fan, but he's really just a college football enthusiast. He is not a member of Family Smack. I did add him, and he posted something up about Boise, and then the next day he was gone. I think he's a little more conservative than our typical Family Smack.
Either that or he was butthurt that nobody else cares about Boise.
I liked it.
I mean...
I said, Jeremy has posted, oh shit, I'm going to have to go like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was just you being nice. You don't give a fuck about Boise.
You didn't know that he posted because you had him blocked, did you?
I don't give it. I don't think I think I unblocked him.
Did you?
I don't know. I might have. Do I look like I keep track of all the people that I block and unblock them up front from my life?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that list is long. But I block a lot of folks, but there's a lot of folks that I go ahead and unblock later on.
The only time that I block somebody, if they start tagging me so much that I have to shut off notifications, and then a lot of times I'll leave them. I'll shut off notifications for a day, and if I put it back on and they're still going at that pace, then I will block them.
I still get screenshotted, tagged, and I screenshot them. Tagged in the Wayne Sutter and Gene Cooksey and all those guys over at College
Are they
Football
still
Trash
mad?
Talk Nation. Yeah, they're big mad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Smack Ellie?
I think he's finally. I think he finally weaseled his way out of the group or something. I don't know. He was there for a minute, and then I don't know if he left. He has his own group now.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't remember the name of it. It's something.
Well, it's hashtag Smack Jesus.
Yeah, one of his admins changed it for him one night, and I don't think they're an admin anymore. I may or may not have had my name in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't show you that. I put it up in group chat.
They named it something after you?
Yeah, about me whipping his ass or something like that.
Oh, was you in there?
Yeah, I'm still in there.
Oh, okay.
I'm one of the original 20. I was one of the original 20 members.
Are you a mod or something over there?
No, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
He knows better than that.
Did you get somebody to go in there and do that?
No.
Okay,
No.
But somebody did something on your behalf in the name.
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Just one of your fans.
These things happen.
One of your fans.
Yes. I know people. I get around.
Damn, I did not see. I did. I guess I seen it, and I don't know if I didn't process it because I've usually got about, now that we do the show and we got the drama, the 24-hour day drama now with the group. I've usually got about 4 or 5 DMs that are blinking.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
So I think I seen it.
It makes you feel loved.
I did not pay attention to see what I'm going to have to go back and look through your.
It's almost gotten to the point where I have to cut off notifications, like leave my phone in the truck or some shit during the day.
I've already got it cut off. I can't hear it on my PC.
Yeah.
I can see it blinking, but I can't hear.
Yeah.
The shit
That's wise.
Yeah. I had to.
Yeah. You have to do that when you're in our group. We're a really busy group.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. The engagement for the number of people that we've got.
It's all right. I could always use more. Always use more.
Well, we got to get more people.
This is true. So if everybody's listening and you haven't been already blocked or booted from our page, come on over and check it out.
Oh, and if you are in and you're lurking, comment, do something every now and then because Davy Dave.
You're calling him out directly on this one? I mean, this is supposed to be like a team effort here.
I'm not calling him out. He's Davy Dave is looking for lurkers, and if he finds your ass lurking, your ass is gone. All right, let's do. You want to do a show?
Yeah, let's do it.
Who's the first person you call when you get in trouble?
Jesus Christ, bail bonds.
Jesus Christ, bail bonds. If you're locked up and afraid,
Bail out.
bail out,
Bail out.
bail out,
Bail out.
bail out. Let God release you on a payment plan by calling me. I'm Bishop Berry of Jesus Christ Bail Bonds. 410-292-3029. You're locked up and afraid.
Bail out.
Bail out,
Bail out.
bail out,
Bail out.
bail out. Jesus Christ Bail Bonds.
Our audio-only podcast is hosted at podcastgarden.com/podcast/smackingoff. Or find us on Google Play Music.
This segment is brought to you by Family Smack. Fuck your mama, fuck your daddy and fuck your entire family.
Welcome, Andrea Charles, Kimberly Butts Teague, and Katy King.
What's going on?
I'm chilling with no pants.
Same.
Do you have under things on?
Well, yeah, because I've got to have that gauze down on my abdomen, so yeah, I got to have something on.
Yeah, thanks for making it real sexy for me. Gauze on my abdomen.
Sorry.
God, nasty. So fucking nasty.
I'm sure Andrea does not have it on underpants.
I do not, actually.
Excellent. That's where we're here for the serious issues tonight here on Smacking Off.
Didn't you just drive 7 hours? You've at least taken a shower, right?
No.
I took one this morning.
Okay.
No, but we were talking about before you took the 7-hour drive. That's steamy. That's like a swamp down there.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Can you smell it from where you're at? You don't even have your head down there, do you?
You know, I'm sure you told me where you were. Can you tell me again? I forgot.
We were at James Island, South Carolina. That's like right beside Folly Beach in Charleston.
All right. Get the hell.
Sorry about that.
Stop that shit, dude.
What was that way?
Hell yeah. That's Smacking Off the Podcast, the remix. I think Doug's going to have a heart attack on this.
No, I just...
That was good.
My drink went down the wrong way.
Everybody was like, shit, is this like what was left over from some of that acid I took 20 years ago?
Still not as bad as finding your left machine thing.
Yeah, I still haven't found that, by the way, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to look for it when we get done with this segment.
That's what you said on the last segment.
Yes.
To your room.
So what are we doing tonight? What are we talking about? We're talking about things, aren't we?
We're talking about Family Smack. That's what we always talk about.
Family Smack. The worst Facebook group ever.
Literally.
It really is. I think we have gone above and beyond proving that point week in and week out over it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love that thing. It's pretty awesome to me.
Another
really
shining endorsement. What kind of character do you have, Katie?
Whoa, back up. Everybody's jumping the fucking gun already because we have a brand new contributor to the show, Miss Katy King. Katy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Are you wearing underthings?
I'm actually not.
Excellent. Man, this is going to be a great segment. We're already off to a smashing start.
My bathing suit to something other than a bathing suit, so
fair enough.
It is what it is.
All right. Well, I'm not going to press you for any more details than that. I think we've gone over the important issues here.
So we're done?
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Good segment.
Thank you very much for appearing, ladies. This is going to be great. Doug, go ahead and say something about Philip Fulmer.
Oh, jeez.
Kimberly's mom did Philip Fulmer. Do you remember that when we talked about that on this show, in this room, in this very, very room?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty good story. I tell it all the time.
Do you remember that I said I wouldn't mention again that only you guys would? And guess what? Y'all mention it all the time.
Yeah, we did. We have to. The fact that your mom got finger banged by Phil Fulmer, most definitely. Yeah. They at least. I'm not going to say your mom was a total whore about it. I'm going to be classy, but I am going to say that there is a very, very good chance. What year was this in?
Let's see.
This would have been in the 50s, right?
No.
No, it was the 60s.
Well, you're what? You're in your late 60s, early 70s. How old are you, Kimberly?
Oh yeah. No, I'm 47. Actually, I'll be 47. I'm 46 right now.
Yeah, you're old like Doug is.
She's a little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
Shannon, you're being an asshole.
Yeah, I am because I have more gray hairs than I care to talk about these days. I noticed this during the week that I'm like seriously, it's like sprouting up everywhere.
Wait till the baby starts walking.
I know. Then we're already like stressing about baby proofing and schooling and college education and all sorts of shit. She's 2 months old.
Trump University.
We're gonna. We should both be on Xanax before too terribly long. I'm sure.
It makes it easier.
You want me to score you, son?
No.
Girls
no.
will do
I look at Xanax and I fall
hookup?
asleep. I don't do pharmaceuticals very well. All of the. I used to be pretty hardcore in my youth, but no, I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to that shit these days.
Can I interest you in Trump University for the young lady?
Are they still going to be around then?
Yeah,
I think the tuition's going to be through the roof because there's a lot of people that are going to want to learn to do things like the Don does. Now that he's done the dank job of being the president of the United States, we look. Regardless of our political affiliations, whether we lean left or right, I think we can all agree that Donald Trump has been the dankest president so far.
He's definitely.
Yes, he is the dankest president.
He's the only
ever.
Twitter president ever.
Yeah, he is. Hillary wasn't doing it. She had like a bunch of kids that were doing it very horribly, I might add.
Well, she had other things going on. Spirit cooking and whatnot.
Yeah, spirit cooking. Yeah.
He's pretty kick-ass.
Pizzagate.
I would agree with the dankest description, yes.
No, you don't think that our president is dank? Now,
No, I do. I said I agree.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're on record for that because he does listen to this podcast.
Let's talk about
anything that anytime that you bring up Donald Trump's name in any kind of social medium, he's eventually going to get around to listening to it just for a second or two. And then it's like a Roman gladiator. It's either thumbs up, it's like, man, that's great, and you wind up on his Twitter feed and you're like Facebook famous all of a sudden, or it's a thumbs down and you get a visit from some people in some black suits.
It's a win either way.
It's dank. I think either approach is dank to me. So
because think about it. Even if guys show up in black suits to your door, that's publicity right there. Boom.
Yeah, but that's like the most negative of negative publicity.
Right.
It really is.
And a lot of people don't read the obits either. So.
I don't know if you know about Ruby Ridge, but that shit can go the other way.
Absolutely.
It really can.
Hey, Britney Spears did it. It worked for her.
I like Britney Spears, by the way. I have a soft spot in my heart for Louisiana girls. I was going to say something else, but I'm gonna hold my tongue just for a moment. Katie, where are you from again?
Boston, Beantown.
Ah, shit! Yeah, we got a fucking Yankee on the show. That's awesome.
Don't say it. Don't do it. Well, I was pretty much born and raised at Fenway Park, so calling me a Yankee is kind of insulting.
But you'll have to forgive me. I'm a Southern boy. You heard my Southern accent.
I've got to clear that up so often. It's annoying.
I love your accent. It's very hot. It really is. My dad's family's from up in the northeastern area. They're down in DC. But yeah, I just like that whole.
It's actually not nearly as bad as it used to be. I actually pronounce my R's and stuff.
No, you can definitely northeastern it up on this show.
I had to force that one out, but yeah.
Excellent. So what brings you ladies to our lovely podcast this evening? We're here to talk about hashtag Family Smack.
Mm-hmm. And strangely enough, we had an eventful week.
We did. We really did. There was a lot of, Kimberly, you tell it. No. Better yet, make Andrea do it. Andrea, you're up. I know what. You know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
What? No, I've been driving for 7 hours. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jesus Christ, her moist vagina.
That was on the podcast last week.
I'm envisioning.
Well, we're gonna bleep all the
Andrea's
names out.
in like a moo-moo, and she's sitting in front of a fan with her legs spread. She's got an alcoholic beverage in one hand.
Okay, I'll say it for her. Shannon, you're an asshole.
I think that.
You got the double asshole.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah, well, that's why we like you.
You do?
No.
Shut the fuck up. No, you do not.
Don't let that get out.
Yeah.
Don't let that get out too
Yeah,
much.
whatever. I know you're just here for Doug.
I'll keep the secret.
We're all here for Doug.
Before we get started,
We are here for
can we
Doug.
find out who's Katie's team?
Yeah,
what brings her to
Katie.
Smack?
Now, Katie, we know she's a Red Sox girl, but Katie, as far as college football teams, who do you pull for?
Well, I'm not really a college girl.
It's blasphemy on this show.
Last year, so Alabama's my team.
Okay, now that actually that was the best save of any guest on the show. We put some guests in some really uncomfortable positions, and they've kind of wiggled their way out, but. That right there was the most awesome save ever.
Honesty is the best policy.
Katie gets a point.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Roll Tide in. We're gonna insert the Alabama song right here.
Hashtag Family Smack. The worst smack group ever. Look for us on Facebook and on MeWe.
All right, we're back
on hashtag Family Smack segment. All right, so do we want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Wow.
I have to be completely honest. I do not know this whole story.
I don't either. I've kept up with every fucking bit of it.
I didn't have enough time to read that much.
It's
100 threads.
Yes.
Plain is day. It's just too much side crap going on. Keep it plain as day, or just people are just really, really dumb.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, they're it's weird because they're doing this.
Like, come on, really?
They're doing this like people at Walmart and all out in the open and this, that, and the other, but they think they're being clever. That's the funny part about it. That's what fascinates me. I'm sorry. It really does.
I agree, Shannon.
I mean, it's like, don't you have any kind of like filter? Like any kind of self-editor that says, you know what, this is kind of bad, and everybody knows that I'm being like this, but fuck it, I got to do it. You know, I'm petty.
Well, sometimes it's just for that reason, though. You know what I mean?
I mean, as far as like, look, I get it. I like watching the people at Walmart videos too. But at some point in time, it becomes uncomfortable. When you're like minute 12 of your 7th video in a row of people at Walmart, yeah, you got a problem.
Gotta lay off of it.
Yeah, I think, and that's where she's at with things, I think. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Instead of like, watching the other people at Walmart, she was like, you know what? The people at Walmart are pretty fucking cool. Watch this shit.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to say on the matter, really. Shut the fuck up.
But I think that the whole issue was that the whole situation kept blowing up, and then it would be, tamped back down, and then the sides would part, and then they would come back together. Someone would... You're being way too vague. There's a lot of people that are going to listen to this that have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You're being way too vague. Oh, okay. So...
Let's be specific here, yes. And we're going to make a decision whether to bleep her name out or not. But
the people that know the story will not need to hear the name.
Yeah. Most people are going to fast forward this, except for members of hashtag Family Smack. And all of our group haters, too, because we have a lot of group haters that listen to the show.
I think a lot of people is going to listen to this segment.
Yeah. Shout out to, Blaine Wilson. Yeah.
She thought she was being cute and that she could get away with it. And she pushed it too far, and she realized she couldn't. She backed away, and then thought she was okay.
I mean, she was fixing to fuck with somebody's marriage. Again. I mean, how fucking low can you get to fuck with somebody's marriage just over Facebook?
Well, that's what I've been trying to get at. Like, we've all been trying to get at. It's just wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just it's pulling teeth to get someone to admit that they're wrong. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, I'm going to lie my ass off unless I'm just really, truly hardcore pressed.
Are you saying this would have died like a while ago if she would have just admitted that she did wrong?
Yeah, it would have been even funny more.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot more fun if you caught somebody in a lie and they keep lying about it.
That it's at. I mean, she's going to hear it forever, basically, for as long as it's in people's memories. But not to the extent that it's at.
I would bet you within 2 weeks, if I brought her name up in a thread, it would get like 1 like. Because everybody like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Madden, you were
We do have kind of a revolving door over there.
You were absolutely right, Madden.
That might be true, but for
I really
her,
like that accent.
It's not.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah. Y'all remember Smack Jesus?
I like to think that it's served a good purpose anyways.
Y'all remember Smack Jesus?
Yeah. Who's he? Who? What? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
He died for his sins. He did. He most certainly
He died for his own sins?
Yes, he did. Yeah, we're all going to do that at some point in time.
You're right. It makes sense now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think that the biggest thing, if fault had been admitted, right, or if things had been just left alone, then I don't think it would have been pushed to the level, and I don't think that the egregious acts that occurred would have occurred. That's just my 2 cents.
Our group is a filthy cesspool of human behavior. It really is.
I don't know.
I love it. We're gonna be taken down from Facebook any day now. We've actually started getting a lot more of the horseshit, the Facebook reporting horseshit. You know, not people reporting to Facebook. Right. What I'm talking about, Facebook is camped out in our group.
Autobot.
Yeah, because everybody in there's like on a fake profile. Hell, Doug, you're on like on a second profile there or some shit like that.
Actually, I'm on my real profile.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. You change your icons all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother ball game.
Well, I mean, what? No,
for some people. I mean, after one thing that happens that affects other people, they don't want people doing what she did.
You know, I mean, I don't understand why people got to get like that kind of personal about it. I mean, I understand somebody got the best of you. They found something uncomfortable on Google. Shit, Doug posts up those videos of me on YouTube from what, 10 years ago when I was just absolutely drunk as shit.
Those were intentionally made, though.
Yeah, they were intentionally made, but at the same time, you kind of lose track of shit like that. Then all of a sudden, it just like one day it creeps up around the corner. It's like, oh shit, there's me being drunk and stupid, you know. But you know, it is what it is.
That will probably be a hit sitcom. In 2045, you'll be dead.
I hope so. I hope to be dead by 2045.
I'm going to have to go search them out now because I haven't seen them.
They're not available. Awesome. They're not available online anymore.
No, they still are.
No.
And they're coming out weekly.
No, they're
Someone
not.
has to bump them for me, please.
No. That's ridiculous. What you're talking about right now is ridiculous.
Shannon used to be an internet evangelist.
Yeah. And I still have not been paid a single fucking red cent from any of those.
I'm trying to get you to where you can, but you're shunning the whole.
I've got a lawyer on it, so it's cool. It's a different lawyer than the one that you used for the lawsuit.
Dick Bite.
Yeah, not Dick Bite.
All right. Family
seriously, I had a lawyer named Dick Bite. True story.
Oh, it gets better and better.
Bite. Yeah.
Oh, there was three.
His son was Bite, but his son passed away.
Oh,
yeah, drug overdose. He was a drug attorney.
Bad.
Yeah, that's what he was representing me for.
Well, he probably got paid in drugs.
Yes, actually, he did. Some of the stories I heard come out of that man. That is like the. I'll tell you off air.
All right, so
one of them involves Gary Busey. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so Tittygate comes crashing down. Now
the titties and all are
everything.
Just.
So, what we want to talk about now is what are we going to do next?
It's going to be.
What are we starting up next?
It's going to be. We're going to have to really, truly, genuinely piss off LaRue somehow. That guy is. Just listen to me for a second. That guy is so funny and easygoing. He's been a contributor on the show before. We love Dave to death, and I don't know. I want to see what rattles him. I really do.
No, I do not approve.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I've explained this numerous times that the member of the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Guess which one you are? Not fucking Willy Wonka.
You're a jerk.
Yeah, I am. I'm an asshole. You said that earlier. Remember?
Yeah.
You ready for me to click Russ in?
I'm ready for you to bring Phil Fulmer on to talk about this whole Kimberly's mom thing. I bet he remembers it. I bet he sniffs his middle finger. He sniffs his middle finger every time he scratches his ass and thinks about your mom's cunt.
Oh my gosh.
That's a real thing.
That's probably a real thing.
You don't know. You don't know like I know. I have quite the imagination.
Hi, I'm Ricky Bobby.
And I'm Cal Naughton Jr.
We like to have a lot of laughs on the racetrack, but today we want to talk about something serious. Packs of stray dogs that control most of the major cities in North America. Remember, if you see a stray dog, don't call the authorities. Approach it yourself.
Some simple tips that can help you in this situation are things like this. Leave a trail of meat into a box. Once the dog's in the box, beat it with a pole.
Are you irritated with something we said on the podcast? Well then fuck you. Call the Smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-BAIT. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the Smack line today. Messages left on our smack line will be used at the end of smacking off the podcast episodes.
All right, how are we going to stir the group up this week, y'all?
I told you.
I wanted to ask you.
I got them stirred up with this whole LaRue thing right off the bat just by merely mentioning it. So I think that's really the course of action we need to take here. And I'm sure Davey, ultimately, when he gets over us actually pissing him off, he'll understand it. I believe it or not, though, no shit, I actually did piss him off very early on when we first got to know one another.
Really?
Yeah, bad, real bad. He had posted, and this involves Lebu.
Okay.
Jarita.
Okay.
Davey had just added me to his personal profile, Facebook Lite.
Right.
And I get on there, and he posts a really, really nice picture of his wife. Have you ever seen his wife?
Wow,
she's a fox, man.
I believe you actually told this on the LaRue segment, but I'm willing to listen to it again.
Yeah, because I don't think the girls heard it because they don't ever listen to our
remember it all.
podcast like what we instruct them to.
I remember listening to the podcast. Start telling the story and I'll see if I remember it.
Yeah, but no, I had actually put a picture of Jarita on his on his wife's face.
On his face.
And I got a really, really good crop of it. It almost looked like Jarita was there. I posted that on his regular page, and he came back within 3 seconds, and he was dog cussing me. You motherfucker, don't you ever post that shit. He was pissed. And so I actually hit him up in PM, and he didn't answer me till the next day when he sobered up. And kind of apologized because he was a little tipsy that night. It struck him the wrong way in the wrong time. When he saw it the next morning, he was cracking up over it. But at that time, I'd already pulled it down. People they log out of their Facebook, and then you open Facebook later, and it's still on the last thing that really pissed you off.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I delete my ex-wives now.
The ex-wives?
Yes.
So they don't come up in your memory?
They're both blocked. Both of my ex-wives are blocked, and it's not because they're horrible people. They're actually very nice, decent people. It's just I don't know. They don't need to know my shit.
Right.
Yeah.
I have that.
I ain't trying to be a dick about it, even though Andrea thinks I'm a dick.
Well, how many of us have actually done that to even ourselves? Like, you go to post something in a group and you forget to hit something and it goes to your homepage and you're like, oh, I got to get that down.
Oh, my God. I do that all the time.
Oh, yeah, I had one. My dad came in and commented on it. I was like, oh, shit.
He's in the group, you were thinking, right?
Yeah, I was like, no. As soon as it happened, I knew what I did, what I'd done. So, what I did. What I did do.
I've suffered several mild heart attacks over that.
Was it political?
Oh
No.
God.
I put the political shit on my page. But, of course,
I put that shit along.
Well, what enticed Lenny to come?
I don't know. He just happened to be in the neighborhood.
But was it something that he would have not commented on?
Probably,
or was
yeah.
it something that you didn't really want to
I think he commented on it because it was like there was some language,
okay.
Very salty, like nasty, disgusting. I think the word placenta was in there or something. I don't know.
Oh, God.
It was rough.
So tell me about the guy you blocked.
It's not one of your normal vocabulary.
Sorry, you didn't block him. You removed him.
Nothing. You don't know what I did.
What's his name? Chris something. You said you removed him last night.
This Chris Thomas guy?
Yeah. Tell me about that.
I don't know. I've never seen him before.
Okay, well,
I never either.
I can tell you that one of Garrett's fakes has been trying to add him back all day.
With the black face?
What? Wait, what? What are you talking about? What did he post?
This guy posted a picture of some Chinese girl getting pooped all over. It was like bad. It was like they fed this chick like cream corn for 3 days. It was rough, man. It was pretty bad. And I couldn't. It was one of those pictures. It was so bad you could smell it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, there was no looking away from it. It was just all up in your face and just, it was like it was almost a neon, like neon brown.
No, I love that dude. He's crazy.
Yeah.
He's awesome. No, he's a good dude. He told me to go look at all the stuff that he was posting, and I got sidetracked somehow. Who knows how that could happen? He told me to go look, and I never did.
Yeah, somebody got me with one of those on MeWe. They sent me a video like that, and it started off. It looked like it was going to be somewhat of a naughty video or something like that, and it was naughty, but there was so much more. And
I can't stand anything to do with any kind of poop, nothing.
Yeah, man, I don't know why people got to be peeing on each other. I just don't understand that.
Well,
But then again,
talking about two different things. There, though.
What?
Jokes are funny.
I mean, I can look at a picture of somebody peeing on somebody and not.
I can,
get
but
the
it's
gag
still
reflex.
gross. You know, I mean that's still gross.
Yeah.
But then again, girl squirting
You
is
do
supposed
know
to
that
be peeing too.
you do know that pee is sterile, right?
I don't give a fuck if it's sterile or not.
Poop isn't.
I'm a plumber. I know what pee is.
Right. It's still sterile.
Pee and poop.
Poop is not.
I don't know. Depends on where it's coming from.
Yeah.
There
I
are.
gotta say, pee and poop jokes are funny. Seeing pee and poop is not funny.
I mean, pee is like, I don't know. It's like, oh man, you got to do that here, but yeah, poop. No, it's like that's. I don't watch anybody poop. I don't care to watch anybody poop. I don't even like to watch myself
girls
poop.
don't even poop.
That is a filthy, filthy, filthy lie that just came out of your whore mouth. It did.
No. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I know. Yeah.
No butts up.
We pass excrement. Don't you know the difference?
That is just as bad. Nope.
This has been a great segment.
It really
this really has been. I feel like we've learned.
We've covered a lot of stuff, but there's still so much we can do.
I feel like we've moved on from the whole Amy thing. I think this has been our closure, at least. I don't know if Amy.
I don't think so.
Is still in group? Is she still in?
She is. And she's very active.
Family
She's
Smack.
trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to still blame others for her actions. Which
Is she still on that?
Like,
Has she addressed the fact that she's not an admin anymore?
2 hours, but like she's been deflecting all day.
Has it been discussed that she's not an admin anymore?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen any of that yet.
Oh, we got to get online.
Yeah.
Now it's time for us to log in over to #Family Smack. Ladies, we really appreciate you coming on. Kimberly and Andrea. Mwah. And Katy. Katy, let me get a roll tide real quick.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
You shut your whore mouth right now.
Come on, do that with your boss Canadian accent.
Come out.
Katy, do it for me one time. Do it one time, please.
No. Oh my God.
Katy, I'm
we
just,
can't mute
Katy,
them.
just fucking mute them or just.
Yankees suck.
Yeah, y'all fuck.
That? That's about as good as I'm going to get.
Come on, let's just a little roll tide for Shannon.
No.
Oh my God.
#NO.
I know.
This is such a letdown. Doug, kill this shit now.
See, I work construction. I build things. Do you understand how important that is to the world? I don't know if y'all realize the pressure a man like me's got on him.
Door Hargraves Construction. Area code 304-508-2248. Quality craftsmanship. Affordable price.
Told you 3 times already. The law's on my side.
Our audio-only podcast is hosted at podcastgarden.com/podcast/smackingoff. Or find us on Google Play Music.
Pac-12 football preview with Sean Devine and Bruce Martinez.
So do we need to go ahead and officially dedicate this this segment
to the memory of Tiggy Doms?
Yeah, to the memory of Tiggy Doms' segment.
Yes.
Sure, you're going to cue some music right here.
That or we'll cue a Don James commercial.
That'll work.
He's the original. What do they call him? The
Dogfather.
The Dogfather.
The Sausage King of Seattle.
No.
Well, he kind of in his heyday did run the town.
Yeah, he was a big deal.
Yeah,
Don James was, and
well, it's kind of sad how it ended, but he brought us nationwide attention and was always a class act.
How did he end? I don't remember that.
Well, it was about the thing where we had the death penalty, kind of like the death penalty thrown on us, and they took scholarships away, and they said it was because of institutional when we don't cover the coaches don't cover the team and manage them well. they were hit with that. Where
are you talking about lack of institutional control?
Yeah.
What's that?
Was it? Did they hit you with lack of institutional control?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know,
That's...
and that he kind of felt that you know, it was wrong, and he walked away. He says, I won't coach in a league that does that, and it's not warranted." And he walked away, and Lambright took over the program and ran it really well for us, and he did a great job. So, and then Keith Gilbertson, and on.
Let me interrupt just for a second, Bruce. We've been joined by Sean Devine. Sean,
it's about damn time.
All right, let's talk some. I guess we'll do a Pac-12 segment. We were just going to talk Washington.
Yeah, y'all bailed on us, and we freaked out. So we started talking about the one thing that Mr. Martinez definitely is a expert in, and that's the Huskies football. Which, you know, when we have the Pac-12 conversation, that's kind of where it's Washington and everybody else. You know, there's a few people that have brought up USC.
Don't ever count USC out.
Yeah, you can't do that. However,
Stanford, for that matter.
Yeah,
I was going to say Stanford is still. I think that Washington-Stanford game might decide the conference, personally.
Well, you're absolutely right. And, you know, again, the conversation is largely as far as who's going to be left standing at the end of the year. A lot of fingers are pointing at Washington right now. Bruce, you know, do you see any other team that's really going to make a run for it? We just mentioned several.
Oh, hell yeah, Utah. Utah's got a great defense. They got a very solid running back, and the coach Kyle he's a tough coach. He produces great teams and defensive teams, and they got a great quarterback. So no, hell, they're going to give UW a run for the money.
Sean Devine, other than Washington, who do you think may possibly make a run?
Other than the teams we've thus far mentioned, I got two sleepers that might throw a wrench in things that aren't being talked about much. Oregon and Arizona.
We were actually talking about Oregon off air before this conversation started.
Yeah,
I like the way their schedule plays out too, because it's very favorable to a situation like that happening if they're playing some damn good football.
Yeah, and Mr. Mann, he's a Saban protege. So
yeah,
exactly, and it's always difficult to win an Autzen, even when they're not fully, you know, loaded, to say the least.
That's a tough game for us.
In Arizona, no one's really talking about Arizona, but they get, I think they have a favorable home schedule.
Yeah, they really do.
South.
I mean, you're looking at even their away schedule. I mean, they've got to go to Houston. That should be a win for them. Now that Herman's gone. They go to Oregon State. That should be an easy win. Then they travel to Utah October 13th. That could, but they also host USC and Cal at home.
Utah is one
along with Oregon and Arizona.
Utah kind of has that mystique when they're at home, kind of like Auburn does in the SEC.
It's that Mormon magic, dude.
They're very hard. They're very hard to beat at Utah.
Yeah,
I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's very difficult to beat in Salt Lake.
Interesting.
You know, the only thing with the Oregon game, they have a bye before the week, so they have 2 weeks before they have a little spell before they play us, and they're going to have a lot of time to plot.
Yeah, and that's going to be very, very, very important as far as game prep goes, and being fresh and ready for that kind of matchup.
All right, we actually had a Cougar coming on. We had a Washington State guy, but he's MIA right now.
A lot of Washington State fans usually are online. You know, a true story. I actually went to Seattle. I had a friend of mine that lived up there. Gosh, it's been about 7 or 8 years, 9 years ago. Mm-hmm. And went up there, and we went to this. This was one of those years that Washington State was like. I think they were winless that year, either winless or they had won one game or something like that.
Right.
And we went to this little biker karaoke bar on the edge of town, and we were piss drunk when we got there. And, you know, I don't know if y'all know this, we host this show from Birmingham, Alabama, and you go to the bars here and you can pretty much take a dump on the bar stool and they'll still continue to serve you. You go up there and after 3 drinks, they 86 your ass in a heartbeat.
Really?
So we're up there, we're raising hell. Then we go ahead and put in our song request. And, it's the funny thing is the fellow that I went up there to visit, he's a musician and I'm a singer as well. So we get up and we do Sweet Home Alabama. And as we did it, as when the guitars are breaking down, we're drunk and we're just like talking shit, like mad shit about Washington State, and I think the Huskies were kind of down that year too, and just talking mad shit. And we went and sat down, and the lady took our order. We ordered another pitcher of beer. She sat it down on the table, and before I took a sip out of the first glass, she put her hand over the glass and was like, "Nope, you guys got to go." And we hadn't done anything. We haven't knocked over anything or nothing like that. We were actually, for all of the shenanigans we did that
Why
that whole trip.
Why don't you bring it then?
I'm still trying to figure that out to this day. I guess the owner said, no, these guys are drunk or whatever. So, and the friend of mine I'm with, he's like throwing a huge fit. No, man, she can't do that to you. And I'm like, no, dude, we just need to leave. Let's just go ahead and leave. Let's leave. So we get outside and he's like, man, that's a bullshit, man. You were in there and you paid her for that whole picture. And I said, we didn't pay anything. They kicked us out before we paid our tab. Let's get the fuck out of here. But yeah, we were talking bad shit during Washington State. I think that was a deal breaker.
So what's the Cougars
talking
do
bad
this year?
about the Cougars?
Not good. No, it's I look at them to be at the bottom this year. I really do. Yeah, in fact, I but Leach likes that spread offense. He's but their lines decimated. They lost the kid who went to Ohio State for their defensive coach. I'm trying to think of his name, but a really good coach, and I just think it's going to be a down year for them.
When we make that great play, we make that touchdown.
When we make that connection,
Fast makes a completion on the far side. We are surrounded by 360 degrees.
360 degrees of excellence.
Every degree of faithful fans, cheers,
Honor,
traditions.
in football, passion is the degree in which you bring it.
And in Pac-12 football, we bring it.
We bring it 360 degrees.
You are now listening to Smacking Off the Podcast. Like and comment on our damn videos. Subscribe to our fucking channel. I really hate you dumb fuckers need to be told that. You should have already subscribed. Jesus fucking Christ.
Sean, do you agree about Washington State?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a down year for the Cougars, especially losing that quarterback like that. I think that kind of definitely took the wind out of their sails going into the off season. So yeah, I'd expect them to.
But I will say
that
this.
Oregon State will probably be last in the Pac-12 North.
Momentum is very important, though, for building team morale. And looking at their schedule, I mean, they have Wyoming, who is minus Josh Allen now, correct? We now have Wyoming, San Jose State, and East Washington. And they're going to go into the USC game 3-1 or 3-0. They should, by all accounts, unless they just have a complete collapse. Talking about the Cougars. So Cougars are going to go. Of course, they're playing at USC, but they could be going to USC.
If what you say is true, we know they're
3-0 schedule, and if they play a good game at USC, that might actually be enough momentum. These tragedies, there's sometimes they're twofold, and if you have a team that suddenly is just like, man, our season's going to be ruined. And Leach, who is a damn good coach,
there's teams
is able to at least make sure that they have somewhat of a showing their first 3 games. He could actually have those kids believing that they stand a shot against USC.
You do realize though that teams start 3-0 sometimes and they end with 4 wins for the whole year.
Go ahead and mention Kentucky. Vanderbilt. Remember when Vanderbilt was supposed to be badass last year? And they faced Alabama, and it was game over.
The North Division is a tough division. If you look, I mean,
very tough.
California is they're respectable. Oregon is always.
Oregon has the easiest schedule in the Pac-10 right now. I mean Pac-12, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And Stanford,
and Oregon State has the toughest I mean, if you look at Oregon State's schedule, man, I just see them maybe winning 2 games.
Those last 4 weeks too. That last 4 weeks are just going to be brutal. They're going to be broken in half.
I think
November.
you have a little bit of you have a lot of parity between the top 4 teams in the North Division.
I would say so, between UW and you can't count USC. Great linebacking crew. They always have a big line, and they always have halfway decent running backs. So, no, this is not a picnic conference, and we have a tendency to beat the doggy doo-doo out of each other, and then at the end, it's last man standing. So,
well, let's go ahead and get you to go out on a limb, because we know you're not going to pick the Washington Huskies to win the North. Who's going to win the North?
I could easily see Stanford doing it.
I was joking about you not picking Washington. Surely you are going to pick Washington.
Yeah, that was very nice of him to do that. Well, yeah.
I would love to see him run the table, but we got a tough schedule. We got tough teams.
You got a tough schedule right out of the game. That Auburn game's going to be that's going to be a very physical game, I think.
2 weeks later, we play
at Utah.
Here's my question.
At Utah.
Here's my question, though. Out of the 4 teams we were talking about, that the top 4 in the North Division, who has a veteran quarterback the way Washington does?
Stanford.
Okay, so
absolutely.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a good veteran quarterback. Knows how to execute Shaw's offense.
I think y'all need to argue about this for a minute.
Yeah,
and they don't
fight.
That offense is so basic. I mean, Costello doesn't. He's at Stanford. He's an intelligent kid. It's a pretty bare bones offense, so they don't shoot themselves in the foot a lot.
I think maybe this year it's us to lose because we're wide receivers. We have probably Verselli, we have Chico McClatcher back at wide receiver. Aaron Fuller could be doing some great stuff, and he's been doing really good in the practices so far. Ty Jones, he's an unaccounted for kid, so a lot of people have to step up and play their top game. If they can do that, they can be the game changer for us.
Well, let's get both of you guys to go ahead and tell us who's going to win the North. Starting with you, Bruce.
I can't dismiss UW. I really can't. Just looking at their defensive line, their linebacker crew, the DBs are just rock solid. For our offensive line, we've got possibly 2 All-Americans and a really balanced line. So I think we'll be really solid and tough all the way to the end.
All right. Sean, what are you seeing in the North?
I think Washington wins the North. I think it's because I look at Stanford's first 5 games, and it's a veritable murderer's row of a schedule. I understand Washington has Auburn to start, but I'm not sure what they have after that.
Well, those
non-conference wise.
They were at least smart enough to book in the USC game going into the road trip to Oregon with San Diego State and UC Davis. Those are going to be little quick warm-up games. They go to Oregon, and then they follow that up with a trip to South Bend.
Yeah, I think Washington gets to the Pac-12 championship game, regardless of whatever happens against Auburn.
Obviously, yeah. I don't think.
A win against Auburn, definitely. A win against Auburn and the Pac-12 championship means that they've had a pretty solid season.
Yeah, but I think that even a loss to Auburn, as long as they don't get blown away, I don't think it demoralizes them or anything.
Well, now, to be fair, there's a lot of teams around here that have proven that it doesn't really matter if you lose to Auburn. You can still make it in somehow.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
I'm not sure that a loss to Auburn outside of Jordan Hare will carry that kind of weight.
Yeah. Yeah, lost to Auburn outside of Jordan Hare is a big deal because Auburn does not play well on the road at all. UCF will tell you.
All right, let's look at this South Division. And I keep hearing about Arizona, and I know that USC is going to be in the conversation, and Utah is Utah, and you got Chip Kelly now at UCLA. It's an interesting division.
UCLA's got Oklahoma this year. That's which we don't know what Oklahoma's going to show up. A lot of folks have Oklahoma, possibly with their fluffy schedule and the fact that they're just going to completely dominate Big 12.
Well, at least UCLA don't have Memphis,
and they don't have to fool with Baker Mayfield either.
It didn't go too well when UCLA went over to Memphis last year.
No. Made Memphis actually look like a great program.
That culture around though.
Say again.
I said I hope Chip Kelly can change that culture around.
Yeah.
That's the big Achilles heel that I've seen for the last 20 years with UCLA is that everyone wants to be at the beach and sometimes be at the stadium.
Yeah, that's got to be like a tough. I like being at Miami. I guess that would probably be a really tough gig for a head football coach. You know, a lot of pretty girls walking around in bikinis. You know, that sort of thing to try to keep their head focused on the game.
The problem in Miami is that the fans will abandon. I mean, they go on a 2-game losing streak and come home, and there may not be but 10,000 people in the stands.
Yeah,
it happens to Miami frequently.
Yeah, fickle fan base.
Yes, sir. But anyway,
Mark Richt is used to that though.
Who were the top teams in the South Division?
Wow, this hotel is amazing.
Oh, no.
Who are you? Who are you?
Wrong answer. Wait, Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have to bid, and I got everything I wanted.
Oh, good.
I always do.
Oh, good.
This is nice.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack Line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team.
I gotta think if USC finds a quarterback, they're still, with the recruiting they've done, they're still top to bottom have the most talent on the field, particularly on the defensive side of the ball.
I would agree. And what do we have? Arizona challenging possibly, or Utah?
I'd
probably say Utah.
Arizona. Yeah.
Where did Kevin Sumlin go? Is that Arizona State?
Sumlin went to Arizona.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's the head coach at Arizona.
Yeah. And Herman's at Arizona State.
That's going to be a train wreck.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I don't see that going well.
Why?
The guy hasn't been in the college game since '89.
Well, I mean, he's probably played a lot of Madden in that time.
Well, what is
what is it that the coaching? You can put it on the coaching thing where you just sit back and watch the game and the computer plays itself.
What has he been? Has he been an NFL coach since then?
He was an NFL coach until I think the early 2000s with the Jets, and spent a lot of time at ESPN.
Okay.
Well, but he was talking football the whole time, so I mean, at least he's in the know. I mean, he knows the names.
So it's kind of like
I'm sure he got some good numbers then too. So like some numbers of some people that were contributing. That happen to be in studio. So if he gets in a jam, he can always call Nick Saban or somebody like that.
But his players do like playing for him. I mean, he can consolidate his team, and I will give Herm that. But like you said, he has been gone for a long time.
Didn't Dick Vermeil lay off for a long time and then come back and coach and actually do some stuff?
Yeah, I mean, in the pro game. And I would have understood if Herm had gone back to the pro game, which is what he was familiar with.
Right.
I think college is a little bit of a different animal. And recruiting-wise, I haven't seen a lot of movement on their end as far as recruiting.
Right.
And that's kind of the primary name of the game.
All right, so this Colorado team, what are we? Last year they had a fall off, but the year before that they were in the PAC championship game. Am I right?
That's correct.
All right,
yep.
So
yeah, Colorado's, and it could be Mac. What do you call his name's McNamara, the coach. It could be his death throw if his teams don't produce more than what they have the last 3 years. Even though they played us in the championship game, Colorado did, Pac-12. But
I think we're going to know what they're all about after week 1 because they play Nebraska and Lincoln.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to know what Nebraska's about too, as far as what Scott Frost has been able to do with the program. Minus his shoes, of course.
I think Colorado is kind of experiencing the same thing Nebraska is, but on a smaller level. I don't know. They've been removed from. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Nebraska is still in the same location that they've always been, but now that they're in the Big Ten, I don't think they've got a stronghold in their recruiting hotbeds from the time when they were kicking ass. Texas is no longer in play. I mean, they're not really recruiting Texas well. And Colorado's kind of experiencing the same thing. I mean, it's like their identity's gone.
Yeah, I mean, they're forced to, go out of state, both of them, to recruit talent. And,
I'm not sure that either team has a premier rival game anymore.
Yeah.
They've tried to manufacture Colorado, Utah, Nebraska, Iowa. And
yeah, it's not working.
No.
It's not working. I don't know. I think that Nebraska would benefit greatly if Oklahoma would actually come to the Big Ten.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... I just don't see, unless the wheels completely fall off the bus with USC, them not winning that division. I mean, their non-conference schedule is certainly difficult with the road trip to Austin and then Notre Dame coming in at the end of the season.
None of which would stop them from getting to the PAC title game.
And they play Stanford too, I think, at the beginning of the season, don't they?
Yeah, second game.
So, Bruce, what are you seeing in the South?
Oh, gee, USC again.
Okay.
And,
so you and Sean agree on this?
I think that with Utah. Utah has damn good defense, man. They can really hold their own. So no, either it could flip flop 1-2 very easily, and then Arizona could sneak in there. I think UCLA is in the middle of the pack, and Colorado on the bottom.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Poor Buffaloes.
Yeah, I mean, it's now the interesting thing is to see who comes out of the UCLA QB competition and exactly what kind of offense UCLA is going to be running. I mean, if they're going to be running what Kelly ran at Oregon, that'll certainly be interesting.
I'm sure they will. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do what he's had success with, unless he don't have the personnel.
I really don't know his stock that he has at wide receiver this year. I need to go take a real hard look at that, and because he likes throwing the ball, so
yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a few recruiting classes away from being where he wants to be.
But I think that could be said for every coach in college football, except for Nick Saban and Kirby Smart.
Okay, so y'all are both in agreement that USC and Washington is going to be playing in the PAC title game.
Yeah, I am.
About 90%. Yeah,
right.
Very easily. Yeah.
It's got 4 wheels and reflexes so quick it almost seems alive. It's perfectly balanced to perform and perform and perform. It's the wide-open sports car MG Midget, a moving experience. The lowest priced authentic sports car on the market. MG Midget. Strong, honest, fun, young. MG Midget. From British Leyland.
Please visit smackingoff.com for all of your smacking off needs.
I would say Washington and Auburn is the premier game for the Pac-12 on opening weekend.
I can't think of a bigger game in college football the opening week. And Notre Dame's got one, don't they?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Yeah, we
but no Pac.
Hamburger's coming into town Saturday night.
So, but anyway, let's go ahead and let's end this by talking about Washington goes to Atlanta and wins that game. They're going to have a lot of momentum, and they don't have a really hard schedule after that.
And they will be ranked top 5 if they win that game, hands down.
They're top 10 now, aren't they?
Yeah. But I mean, they'll definitely be cemented in the top 5.
Well, the AP
maybe
comes
even
out.
maybe even top 3, depending on the size of the win, I guess, or how lopsided the win is.
Does the AP come out on Monday?
I think it's going to be close. I think it's 26-23.
I'm expecting a tight game in that one. Auburn has is returning a hell of a defense, and of course, as you mentioned earlier, Washington's no slouch on the defensive side of the ball either. So I expect it to be a close matchup. You've got 2 really good quarterbacks. Hell of a quarterback matchup in this one.
That's what I think. The winner of that game is going to be the quarterback who plays better, and the stage is not too big. And I think Browning is on paper the better physical specimen of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you a stat that is certainly not irrelevant to this. I
think both offensive lines are going to be the ones that are going to be the determining factor in this. Both, I think, are good quarterbacks, but UW has to play against the big boys, and they with McGarry and the other gentleman, I think we should be in good stead. But hey, man, you got to play the game.
This is true.
I'm a firm believer in trends, and this is the stat I think everybody should be paying attention to: is that Auburn has not beat a top 10 team outside of Jordan-Hare Stadium since 2014. And that was at Ole Miss.
A long time ago.
And that was
Hugh Freeze.
And there was a broken leg involved in that at the goal line.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a home game for Auburn?
No,
not really.
They actually
away.
They lost two. They lost the last 2 games they played there.
Purple and gold there.
They're actually,
and if it's close, I also like to look at the coaches, and I certainly give the edge to Washington with Chris Peterson.
Yeah, Washington's got a way better coach. Way better coach. Look, again, we're Alabama fans, so we're going to hate on Auburn a little bit. But being realistic, Gus Malzahn is not. He's not an elite coach. I'm just sorry, he's not. It's not going to happen. He's done a decent job at Auburn with what he's been given, but I'm sorry, he's just.
See, Atlanta don't make a difference on this. Auburn does not beat top 10 teams on the road. If they beat Washington, and Washington is ranked, when does the AP come out? Does anybody?
It's got to be soon.
Yeah, I know.
Either this coming week or the following week.
Yeah.
So if Washington's in the top 10, and I believe they're going to be, and Auburn beats them in Atlanta, then I will say I was wrong.
And Auburn should be ranked in the top 10.
But I'm definitely
as well.
not wrong about the trend. Auburn is 1. If I'm not mistaken, they're 1-10 in their last 11 games against top 10 teams outside of Jordan-Hare. So we'll see. We'll see if that factors in, because Auburn is definitely a different team on the road, and they have been under Malzahn. Really, even in the season where they end up playing for the national championship. If I'm not mistaken, their 2 losses were on the road. One to LSU, which I think was top 10 at the time, and of course Florida State, which was a really good team. But I don't know. Some coaches don't prepare well for the road, and I think he's definitely one of them.
I think it's they're not able to do whatever they're doing to cheat down at Jordan Hare.
They're not able to taint the water?
Yeah, they're not able to pull the air conditioning out of the opposing team's locker room. They're not able to put fire hoses on the opposing team's fan base if they storm the field. They're just legendary for doing little petty things like that to the opposing teams that come down there, and I definitely think that gives them an edge.
It adds up.
Yeah, and then they go play a road game somewhere, and they're actually treated with air conditioning and hot water and things like that. Didn't one year the hot water went out in the opposing team's locker room?
Yeah, but they got it fixed.
Yeah,
on Monday.
Right after the game.
On Monday, yeah. Sean, let's get a prediction on Auburn, Washington from you.
Yeah, I there's something about Chris Peterson in big games. I'm going to take Washington 27-24.
Man, and that is very close to what Bruce just said. And I've actually picked on the game too, and it's somewhere right in there. Washington in the high 20s and Auburn in the low 20s. I don't remember what I had, but that's I feel the same way. I feel it's going to be that type of game. And Washington's just going to do a little bit more than Auburn does.
I mean, it's definitely going to be determined. Whoever commits, less penalties and turns the ball over less, I think will definitely that should determine the game. Because game one, out of obviously Alabama playing whoever in game one, outside of that, most teams are a little nervous that first game, and usually the first half is kind of a feeling out, and it turns in the second half with whoever makes a mistake, turns the ball over.
Yep, I agree. Well, guys. Go ahead, Bruce.
Oh, no, the only thing I was going to say is that, one thing that playing indoors, we don't have to worry about the heat as much as we have in the past, or trying to go play that southern type weather where it's hot and muggy and
no, you're gonna be in air conditioning, baby. Yeah, they're gonna put the top up for you.
So it kind of balances things out. And Peterson's a top notch coach. I mean, he gets the most out of his players. So I see.
I think he is a top notch coach. He's not quite as good as Tiggy says that he is, but he is a damn good coach.
Well, I put him in the top 5 easily.
Yeah, I would too.
As far as active coaches, no doubt.
I would too. I wouldn't if Tiggy was on the segment. I'd be fighting this tooth and nail.
Wouldn't give it to him.
I'd say 13th, but
Peterson's fucking trash. Yeah. Well, guys, we really appreciate you contributing to this wonderful Pac-12 segment. Y'all have a good evening.
Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the small smacking off icon at the top of the screen now. Click the link at the bottom of the screen to watch last week's episode.